Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. Happy Tuesday. It's Edna Valentino here. And I'm so super excited about the conversation that we're about to have because I've never had it. What I will tell you is the Jumpstart program is something you're hearing me talk about a lot. And our next guest actually participated in it. And he's a coach, and I'm going to be learning some things from him. So if you or someone you know is looking to get a jump start in 30 days on their health and fitness and their mindset, the Jumpstart program is absolutely for you. You can certainly reach out to me with any questions that you have. It starts on September 20th, and there's no better time than right now to start making the changes that you keep thinking about making and have been thinking about making them. It's time to jump, right? And we're going to help you get jump started. So right now, I want to introduce my friend and fellow coach, and I'm going to give you a whole bunch of other things that he's doing. Let me bring him in. Mike DeLuca.
Hey, Edna!
Woo! Yay! Look at that snazzy shirt, showing up with all kinds of personality. I love it.
Right.
I think that's so great. Thank you so much for being here. You know, in the comments of this description for this StreamYard, I wrote about 15 different titles for you, my friend. And that's based on your over 40 years of training and coaching and experience that you've had really with people. And I want to read just a few of them because here you are: internationally recognized business consultant, certified professional business and personal excellence coach, a cleric, author, speaker, instructor, media personality, has a great television and radio background, songwriter, performer. He's a licensed pilot and an entrepreneur. You guys, this is somebody who's up to some really big things. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, Edna, thanks for inviting me. This is really exciting.
Yes. Okay. So I kind of held back many times that we've spoken, because we've been talking a lot in this last month, on what your story really was when I heard that you went from homelessness to maybe financially free. I don't know how you would describe it now, but can you tell us a little bit of that personal journey and how it got you to where you are today? I know that's kind of a loaded question in a few minutes, like we're going to be together.
Yeah, well, sure. I'll be real brief about it, but like many people have experienced over the last year, 40 years ago, I found myself at the drop of a pin. All of a sudden, my income was gone, my job was gone. I lost my house, my girlfriend, my car, my dog. It was a really bad country western song. That was suddenly my life. And unfortunately, it's not an unusual experience. But what was wonderful for me was that I had years and years of training and preparation on how to deal with life when the bottom falls out. I had wonderful personal development, spiritual development training. And 3 of these principles are principles that I've carried through my life and that I'm now presenting to people in my programs and courses. But they were the ability to concentrate and focus so that I was not caught in the emotional whirlwind of having lost everything. I was very focused on who I wanted to be, who I knew I was, who I wanted to be. I knew the career I wanted to get into, which I had no really reason or means of getting a job in that career, but I was focused on going in that way. So I was really focused and concentrated. I tapped every ounce of creativity that helped me survive. I slept in tents and cars, couches. I did whatever I had to do to survive. I ate squirrels, I ate fish, I ate pigeons. Sometimes I didn't eat anything, but I was always focused on not what was happening now, but where I knew I was going and what I had the capability of doing and what I knew I had so much to offer life. And I think that third part, after that creativity, that third part of I knew I needed to collaborate. And so I created relationships with people, and one by one person led me to this information that led me to that. And in less than 1 year, I went from homeless living in the street to working for a $16 billion Fortune 100 company, running, distributor sales in the New England territory. And in 40 years, I saw this journey of homelessness to financial independence. I started companies, helped companies get started. I helped companies save $1 billion. I helped companies save hundreds of millions of dollars. I helped companies, become multi-million-dollar companies. And all of that was using the basic principles I learned from surviving what for many people would be, a devastating, crippling, never get back from kind of experience. I knew we all have inside of us the capability of overcoming anything if we have the right mindset, if we have the right goals, if we have the right plan, if we have the right execution, and we have the right support and mentoring. And that's, what you do in the Jumpstart program, what I do in my coaching, my program that I take people through is I give people those tools. And it's really important that people understand that they can overcome anything with the right tools and the right support. And so that's why I came out of retirement in 2017, because I knew I was needed. And then when COVID hit in 2020, I was ready to rock and roll. I knew what my purpose was. I've had people take businesses that were going under, almost bankrupt, turning around to where they're flourishing, they're hiring people, they're taking vacations. I have people who found the job of their dreams in the middle of COVID. I've had people make major changes to their health. I've lost 27 pounds in 2 months, right? With the help of these tools and also your encouragement of the Jumpstart program, you were a big part of it as well. I've had people who could not walk, and I'm serious about this. They had been in bed for a month or so because of injuries. And because of the training and the coaching I've been giving them, they took their first 35 steps. They're able to stand up and walk with their walker. And their goal is they're going to walk out of that rehab facility. And they're working towards it every single day, a little bit at a time.
This is what I want to ask. How does somebody in a position where you're the lowest of the low in your life and you never saw yourself being homeless ever have the mindset that you needed in order to get yourself out of that? Are you born that way, do you think, Mike? Or did you have influencers when you were a kid? Or where did that drive come from?
I think I was fortunate in that I did have influences, and this is why it's important for parents and teachers and athletic coaches. It's really important from when children are very young to help them develop a strong, positive self-image, a positive, powerful mindset, to understand the power of goals and to understand they can be anything and achieve anything with the right goals, plan, and support, right? So this is important for people to understand, is our experiences and the conditions we are in at any given time in our lives do not define who and what we are. They define what we are experiencing, but do not define who we are. And therefore, we are capable of changing our reality. But it first starts in here, and it starts in here, and then we are able to work out a plan to get it out. And I was willing to do whatever it took. I was willing to talk to whoever I could talk to, and I was willing to work 20 hours a day if I had to at making, I applied for 100 jobs. I had all kinds of interviews. I had all kinds of no's. I had all kinds of people laughing at me, right? And then I finally landed because of how the spirit of life led me from one person to another using the principle of collaboration. One person led me to another, and I followed these breadcrumbs, and I was working for a $16 billion company. They never knew I was coming from living in a car and living in a tent, washed up at the pond, put on a 3-piece suit, saved up money to rent a junk car, and drove to the interview looking sharp, looking confident, saying, this is what I am, and this is what I can do, and this is what I'll do for you. and I got the job, right? And the rest was history. I every single job, and I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of jobs I've had, a lot of businesses I was involved with didn't work out,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? It doesn't matter. I didn't look at any of them and say, "Oh, your life is over because something didn't work out." Most of the time, things don't work out.
Mm-hmm.
That means you're trying, you're experimenting, you're doing new things, right? So if you do something and it doesn't work out, fantastic. You learn what not to do. Go try something else, but don't give up just because the first time you did something, it didn't work out, right? And so that's what's always been burning inside of me,
Yes.
never give up. Don't give up. Something doesn't work, do something new. And I've had some of the most wonderful mentors, and I've had some of the most awful managers and bosses in the world, right? I've had them all. But I always learned something from each of them. I always gained something from each of them, and I always contributed something to the organizations that I've worked for. And I'm proud of the life that I built for myself, my family. I have two amazing young men who are my sons who built incredible careers, right? They've all had their own crises times. They've all had their own dreams that went up in smoke. Life did not go easily for them, but they never stopped fighting. And now their life, their future is bright as heck, right?
Yeah.
We can all have that for our kids and for ourselves.
Oh my gosh. The perseverance is the first thing that comes to mind. It's like we've got to keep chugging along, but what I find that seemed to be a gift for you that some people kind of have to learn is that you have something to offer. And from the day that I met you, Mike, there was this number one, there was no ego. Like, you have the things that you've done. There's a whole litany of companies you've worked with. You've contributed this way. You've saved millions this way. You've given this away for free. You've served. I see all the organizations you've contributed to. There's this service, and no ego. Like, it's just that I'm here, I have certain gifts, and I really want to help people and empower people to rise, to look deeper within inside themselves, to find that perseverance and never to quit, because there's a bright future, like you said, in front of them too. Like, I just find that to be so interesting and unusual. And I use that word kind of lightly, because I think somebody that's coming from a position of something that would happen like that would have to dig pretty deep to find all of that, right?
Service is the key to success in everything. Our success is equal to the amount of service we provide others, right? That's the rule of business. Napoleon Hill, when he interviewed all of the top business people of the 19th century and early 20th century, that's the first thing he learned from them was, the key is how much you serve others. That will come back to you in success. And so that's why that's the top of my list. I do what I do to serve, right? I do what I do. I have 3, 4, 5 families that are affected deeply by the income that I give from the work that I do with them and the things they do for my business. And I give away, a lot of my training and my programs, right?
Yes, he does. I'm going to vouch for that. Yes.
September 18th and 19th, I have 6 hours of training over 2 days. And this is the 6th time I've done this, right? And I give it away for free. I give away hours and hours of my expertise and training. It's called Secrets to Goal Achievement Mastery, right? And you're going to be one of my speakers, which I'm so excited about, right?
I'm so excited. Carol Boston says hi, Mike.
Yes, hey, Carol Boston. Carol Boston was a speaker at one of my challenges, and she rocked the house. And I know Edna's going to rock the house. But my point is, I give this stuff away for free because I want people to understand that they can have access through me to incredible tools and experience. And then if they decide they want to work with me on a deeper level, I have a 90-day program. It's called the Daily Goal Achievement Mastery Journaling System. And I've created a system that is unbeatable. It is a journal, it's time management, it's gratitude journal, inspiration, affirmation, dream journal, values exploration. It gets stuff done. It takes you into a framework where even the most undisciplined person can get focused and start achieving things on a minute-to-minute, day-to-day, month-to-month, year-to-year basis. And then from there, I created a program called the Your 9 Steps to Goal Achievement Mastery Program. It's a 9-month masterclass, right? And through all of this, I'm teaching, but I also have people I pay out of my own pocket to lead a support group every week, sometimes twice a week, to help you work with my materials and be successful. Because I believe just giving information doesn't do it. You need to give people information, you need to have a demonstration, and then you need to hold their hand to guide them through the application, right? So information, demonstration, application, and then there's mastery.
That's awesome. I love that.
It is awesome.
Demonstration and application. Carol Boston says, givers gain. Yes. And, you know, one of the things that I thought was really cool that would really complement the Jumpstart program is that journaling program that you have, you know, and every morning I have my morning routine. The miracle morning is the thing that I do, and I journal, I write things in there. I love that the extra piece, like you have more detail on almost like making it foolproof to not be able to accomplish your goals and using that. And I haven't even done it yet. It's just but I will, and I will be excited to do it because truly, you know, so many times, and I've you know, I have some great ideas, Mike. I've got some awesome ideas, and they're not all executed upon. But when you have the idea or a goal, right, and you can figure out a way to get from point A to point B, then you're able to go make a difference on the planet. Because so many times we hold so many things up here, or we get overwhelmed. Like when I keep everything in my brain and I don't dump it on paper or out loud through my mouth to somebody else, you know, a lot of times that's where you can kind of be like, oh my God, maybe it won't work. And all the fears show up, and then it's overwhelmed. And then it's like, I just made it so hard in my mind. You've got a system to kind of simplify that over time, right?
Yeah. And people see results within a week.
Wow.
Their whole approach to their life, because information, affirmation, resolutions, right? All of that stuff without execution, right? Resolution without execution is meaningless, right?
Yes.
So that's why I developed a system that it's called, if people go to goalmasteryjournal.com,
yes,
when they see what's in there, it'll blow your mind. It'll blow your mind. It's like having your own coach in a box. When you're working with this journal, and I provide 2 videotapes, and we've got this weekly support group that's all free with the purchase of the journal, right? You cannot fail.
Can you say that one more time? You cut out. You provide. Go ahead.
Okay. So they buy the journaling system, right?
Okay.
It comes with a quick start guide, a quick start video, a full 2-hour course by me on how to use it. And then every week for 90 days, they're working with a coach of mine to take each part of the journal and master using it in their life, right? So that you can't say, oh, I tried, it didn't work, or I'll get around to it. You can't get around to it because we're holding your hand. We're holding you accountable, and we're listening to your challenges, and we're listening to your wins. And there's always way more wins than challenges, right?
Yes.
So this is, I think, what my approach to all of this stuff is very unique, because a lot of people are giving information. They're giving courses, or they're giving talks, right? But if they're not giving tools, if they're not giving a means of measuring your progress and making step-by-step incremental growth and improvement, and if there's not somebody holding their hand and helping them and supporting them, change doesn't happen, or it happens and you lose it.
Yeah.
people now for the last year have been having monumental growth and monumental change
Yes.
because of this. Yeah.
Well, and I think that's huge here. Carol says, no execution, just shelf learning, right? And there is a lot of that. And here's I'll be really totally honest with you, because there's some really catchy Facebook ads out there. And I have signed up for newsletters of programs that are for me to do at home by myself, right? And for some people, doing it on your own, buying a course and doing it at home by yourself works. Great. That's awesome. But here's what I'll tell you. I have signed, just this past week, I signed up for something. I love this woman's program that she has. I love the way she wrote the newsletter. I'm like, that's for me. That's great. Enroll to the newsletter, right? It doesn't start for 2 weeks. And nothing. Like, here comes a newsletter and it's going to give me number one and number two, even free, Mike. I've signed up for things that are free. It costs nothing. And I still haven't done anything, because I said to myself, I want to work with somebody who is going to hold my hand one-on-one. That's why I have my own coach, Carol Boston. That's why, I would take a program like yours, Mike, because when you have a coach and you're working with somebody, you can't bail. And you don't sell you usually show up for somebody else better, right? And you're on time. But when you're doing it by yourself, you can let yourself off the hook. And that's the piece that I think is different than just having a journal that sets your goals, is having that extra piece of the hand holding along the way that helps you execute. And then as you put it into practice, you learn it and you own it. Now, if you don't have that coach, it becomes a part of you. You're able to do it then. It's like a little kid, right? You don't just show them how to ride the bike and say, okay, go ride. I'm not going to practice. I skinned my knees. I fell 50 times. Like, what kid teaches themselves how to ride a bike, right? It's like you want that coach to be able to help you. And once you get it, it sticks. And there you go. You're cruising. Yeah. Yeah. And that's life changing. Yeah. Hi, Siobhan Coates. She's on there with us.
Yeah. Hey, Siobhan. Yeah, so that's why this works. What you're talking about is, I've taken hundreds of courses. I've spent, probably spent over $100,000 in courses over the last, 10 years, right? So, you can become a course junkie, an information junkie, and implement nothing, right? What helps with implementation is the support. And I go one step further. Not only are they getting weekly support from one of my coaches, but I hold a mastermind every Sunday, right? Either it's live 2 Sundays a month, or it's a video of one of my live masterminds 2 Sundays a month. But every Sunday, people are getting all kinds of techniques and tools and information. And just it keeps the energy going. It keeps the support going. And again, I've seen incredible results, with people. And what's important for people to realize is you have inside of you all the capabilities you need. You just need some training, and you need some guidance, and you need some support. And that's why, I was fortunate enough to train with some amazing people spiritually, in the martial arts, in business. And what's important is the training and the integration of yourself spiritually, mentally, memory-wise, emotional-wise, and physical, right? My program works, conditions, and strengthens you at every single level. Mm-hmm. Every single level. So that not just one thing happens, 6 things are happening.
Awesome.
There's an alignment. When you have alignment, you have strength, you have balance, and you have longevity of improvements.
Mike, can you tell me, I'm just curious, because with 40 years of experience, who have some of your teachers been?
I've had some, I've had so many of them. A gentleman by the name of Harold Klemp has been one of my most amazing mentors. His predecessor's name was Paul Twitchell. Napoleon Hill, Zig Ziglar, Dale Carnegie. My wife was a 10-year veteran Dale Carnegie instructor. I took several of their programs. A gentleman by the name of Ron Willingham, who was the apprentice to Maxwell Maltz, who wrote Psycho-Cybernetics.
All right.
Ron Willingham actually created the first audio tape personal development program, the first audio tape Psycho-Cybernetics program. He then created a program called Integrity Selling. The list goes on and on and on of the people who mentor me. Tony Robbins, I've gained so much from Tony. Dean Graziosi has been, amazing. And I've learned from you, from Edna, right? I learned from everybody. I
get that. I get that you're a lifelong learner. Like that's just your nature.
I learned from children. I'll go out. I believe you can learn from everybody. And I've learned from my kids, but, I can meet another homeless person on the street and I will look them in the eye and I will say, what are you here to teach me?
Wow. Oh, I love that.
Something magical happens when they do that, because suddenly, not only am I open and ready to learn, but something happens inside of that person and they realize I have value.
Yes.
I can contribute to someone. I have experiences. I have worth, right? And that's, no matter what happens to you, and this is what I'm trying to achieve during the September 18th and 19th, Secrets to Goal Achievement Mastery Challenge, is to go inside and find your worth. In all of my programs, I help people assess, who are you really? What are the driving things inside of you that cause you to want to do and want to be those things? And then I give the tools on how do you take what's burning inside of you, these foundational dreams, these goals, these passions, these values. How do you translate that into goals? And not just goals, but the right goals. You could have a goal your father or mother gave you, or your teacher gave you, or your priest gave you, or your neighbor gave you, right? And it was great goals for them, but they're not right goals for you, right? But how do you know? I've devoted years to creating a process to where what's right for you. What goals to set. What plans to create, how to follow them. And I take you by the hand through achieving that, executing and achieving and celebrating and sharing it. And, that's the exciting part of it. And yes, you can learn from everyone and anyone. When I was in sales, I used to do the trade show thing that everybody else does, right? In my last probably 2 or 3 years in my career, when I was getting ready to retire, my whole thing changed. And when somebody came by my booth, right, they come by and they look down because they don't want to talk to you and they don't want you to try to sell them something. And, they're just there to collect information. When they would get to my booth, I would say, hey, thanks for coming. What do you have to teach me today?
Oh, what an invitation.
And their eyes light up. They say, what do you mean? I said, I'm not going to sell you anything today. I want to learn from you. What did you learn today? Well, that was the most important thing you learned. And what do you have to teach me? Because that's what I'm really here for. I'm really here to learn.
So right? Awesome.
Right? Oh my God, they change. They change completely, and we have incredible conversations.
Come down, right? Beep! Oh my gosh! Yes.
We shouldn't feel we have to sell something to someone. What we want to do is be passionate and exciting about serving someone and giving them the tools to make their lives better. Right?
Yes.
To me, that's the business I'm in. I don't have to sell another thing in my life. I don't have to do any of this stuff. I do it because I want to serve. I want to help. I want to help people transform. And the revenue my business makes me, I pour into people who need it and people who I can train to help me grow my business, but also they can start their own businesses and they can help and teach other people. We're helping bring clean water to people. We're helping feed people. We're helping veterans. We're helping all kinds of people right now in many, many countries. And the more that I do and the more people I can help, the more people I can help. And this is the great momentum of this whole thing. The more people you help, the more people you can help. And the more people you help, the more you're helped. And the more you're helped, the more people you can help, right? And it just goes on and on and on. And That's what we're here for. We're here to receive love and wisdom and power from each other. From the divine, we take it in, we do something with it, honorable, constructive, and we share that with others. And it's this circle. Receive divine love, wisdom, and freedom. Take it in, do something with it, and share it with someone else so they can do the same thing, right? No matter what you believe in, that is true.
Oh
That
my gosh.
simple, and it works. No matter what you believe in, what you call yourself, what you don't call yourself, how old you are, you can receive love, wisdom, and freedom, turn around, make something of your life, and share it with others. Serve others, right?
And joy. That is
Yes, with joy, with
living.
gratitude, right?
Yes,
And
that's so great. Julie Buttinger is on here. She says, wow, that's powerful. I have value. I have worth. And we are here to receive love and wisdom and power from each other. Wow, Mike. Julie's a friend of mine, dear friend.
Hey, Julie.
Julie, this is our lingo, girl. This is our conversation we're having here. Mike, I could keep talking to you. This is so I just love, when people talk about what's behind what we do for business and what we do in service of other people and what the drivers are, because I often think there's a different delivery, right? When we're coming from a different driver of how we're getting that information to people. And your 40 plus years of experience, like I'm sitting here, like I'm listening to, a sage, like sharing all your information, with all of us and being able to teach. You're a teacher. At the end of the day, you're a teacher with a lot of gifts that you've honed in on some of those gifts, gotten them sharper and better. And now you're like, here, rebootrestart.com. Sign up right now because I've got something to help you so you can go send your gifts out into the world, right?
I couldn't have said it better. Yeah. That's what rebootrestart.com. That's what it's about. That site, you'll get tremendous information from it. You'll get a free copy of the first chapter of my guidebook called Secrets to Goal Achievement Mastery. You'll get a free admittance to my 6-hour session, September 18th and 19th, on the Secrets to Goal Achievement Mastery. And Saturday, September 18th, the great Edna Valentino is going to be there.
Yay! Thank you for the invitation, Mike.
And the great Bappa Chowdhury is going to be on Saturday evening. It's going to rock. And everyone who's ever attended this thing, and this is our 6th one, I believe, been doing it. It was a year in July that we've been doing it. Every 2
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And so just a tremendous amount of information, experience, inspiration. I give some exercises, some visualization exercises. I give you some sneak peeks into my workbooks that are in my 9-month course, my masterclass, and people walk away transformed and ready to create a new reality for themselves, which they do. They do. So I hope, if you're looking to
that is
take
fantastic.
another step forward.
Oh, go ahead.
Come.
Go ahead. It froze for a second.
Yeah, so I hope people will join us September, 18th and 19th. Go to rebootrestart.com. You'll be able to get a whole bunch of great information. You'll be able to be signed up to come, and you'll get a link to attend those 2 days. You'll get my free guidebook. You'll get on my email list. I send an email out every Sunday with great stuff, great information. I'm just pouring out a tremendous amount of information and inspiration and love. And, sign up for it and be a part of it. Use it, don't use it. You won't hurt my feelings. I don't do this to have my ego fed. I don't do this because I'm trying to get, my next airplane or car or something like that. I'm doing this to serve. I have a biological clock just like all of us. And it's ticking like all of us. And I want to have my life's worth measured not by how much material goods, but how many lives did I impact? How many people did I uplift? How many people did I inspire? To me, that's the goal for me. So
I'm with you on that one, my friend. I think that is fantastic. And you guys, if you're watching this right now, here's the thing. I'm going to do this. Okay. I'm totally signing up and sucking in everything I can. Imagine having a teacher who's connected to other coaches and also has over 40 years of experience in his training. Some of his teachers are no longer around, right? Like teaching this material. So get it from Mike directly. Like this is the time. And I often found when I was a trainer, Mike, in the gym, that there were 2 times a year when people were ready to like work on themselves, right? It was January, of course. And it was about August, September, because the new school year was starting. And for moms, it was time to get back into new routines. And for families, we were just in a new routine. And it was like the fall's coming, the winter's coming. You guys, what if you got a jump start on January 1st, right? What if right now is your January 1st and something like, a weekend on the 18th and 19th would be the thing that would kickstart you, that you would have, what is that? September, October, November, 4 months to like head start to your New Year's resolutions, which we all know New Year's resolutions and what happens to them. Statistically speaking, people don't keep them. But what if you started now in September and got a head start before the holidays, before everybody else is starting? And by the time they're starting, you're good. Like you're really rocking and rolling with your goals, right? And that's who I see you to be, Mike. I'm super excited to be a part of this. I can't wait to have our conversation on the 18th. Yep. Can't wait to hear from Bappa, another great speaker who has an incredible journey. You are just surrounded by some really awesome people that we get to learn from. And I love that you want to share it all with us as much as you possibly can. It's almost like the fire hose is coming out of Mike's heart and shooting us all with all of this knowledge and goodness and yumminess to make us show up in the world the way we're supposed to be showing up, more powerfully, more joyfully, more, living with conviction and really executing on those ideas that sometimes we hold up here and we don't have to anymore. You have a way of being able to get us to execute and really put it out there into the world. So have any final words, my friend? You got me fired up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you got me fired up too. And that, I just love what you said. And I want people, if they're going to leave with something, go beyond making a resolution, create an evolution for yourself. This is what I do. I take people from resolutions to evolution, right? I want to give you not just inspiration, but with a little perspiration, you can achieve the life that you dream of. And I actually teach people how to work inside of their dreams consciously, how to use your sleeping dreams, daydreams, right? There are so many tools, so many gifts that I want to give you, but you need to show up. But I guarantee you, if you show up, right? If you show up, anything is possible, right?
Want to show up to go up, right?
Right. We need to wake up. We need to get up. We need to grow up. We need to show up. And then we can go up, right?
Yes. That's awesome. I love this. Siobhan Coates says, fascinating stuff. Siobhan, come do this program with me, girl. I'm doing it. I seriously want, anything that I can get from teachers that a respect for, Mike, and I certainly have that for you. From the day we met, I've seen you do some fun things too. You do add a lot of fun. I know we talk virtual reality and your boxing and the things that you're doing, and nothing rocks my world more than watching somebody who's teaching me something on their own journey. And you do that too. You're in it with us in your own way, right? On your own journey. Yeah. And if we all do this together, we lift everybody. Yeah, I think this is great. Listen, thank you so much. I'm going to share this in my Jumpstart group. This is on my page, your page. You guys, don't hesitate to just go right now to rebootrestart.com. And Mike, if you can put it in the comments just to make sure everybody, even after we're done, sure. We can put it in there and just make sure, you guys, what do you have to lose? Just sign up now, make a decision right now to do it. Mike's going to help you the rest of the way, right? One thing at a time. So make that decision now, sign up, and then let's do it. Like that's how we roll, right? Mike, thank you so much for your time, my friend. You're so good. And I know there's way more we could be talking about.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you so much for your time, for the opportunity to speak to you and your friends and listeners. And
Yeah.
clients, and let's help some people. Let's serve some people. Let's take another step forward, in exploring all of the possibilities and capabilities we have to make an incredible life for ourselves, a life that is limitless.
Yes. I'm going to go out on that. Thank you so much, mister. So appreciate you being here. Okay.
Thank you, Edna.
We'll see you soon.